What if your GMC manual says. That's what the service advisor reminds you about, right before charging $100 to $140 to install a $40 paper filter. Here's what dealerships will never tell you. Paper filters are designed to be replaced over and over. They're a recurring revenue stream, not the best option for your engine. A high-flow reusable filter, like K&N or AEM, costs $50 to $70 once and lasts the lifetime of your truck. You clean it every 50,000 miles with a $15 kit. That's it. But the real benefit isn't just savings. Paper filters restrict airflow by design. High-flow filters use oiled cotton gauze that traps contaminants while allowing up to 50% more airflow. Your throttle sharpens, your engine responds faster. Some owners report 1 to 3 miles per gallon improvement. I've been running the same K&N in my personal Sierra for 11 years, cleaned it 4 times, still outflows a brand new paper filter. Total cost, $50 to $70 one time. Lifetime savings, $300 or more, plus performance your truck was always capable of. Now your engine can breathe. But what good is clean air if your fuel system is clogged with years of carbon buildup? Trick number 8, the $10 fuel system revival. When's the last time you thought about your fuel injectors? If you're like most drivers, the answer is never. Until your truck starts hesitating, misfiring, or drinking fuel like there's no tomorrow. Here's the reality nobody warns you about. Modern gasoline leaves carbon deposits inside your fuel system with every single tank. Those deposits build up on injector tips, intake valves, and combustion chambers. Your injectors stop spraying a fine mist and start dribbling. Combustion gets sloppy, power drops, fuel economy tanks. Dealers offer a fuel system cleaning service for $90 to $175. Some charge over $200 with the fancy machine. But here's the illegal trick that works just as well. A $10 to $12 bottle of Techron or Gumout Regain poured directly into your tank before filling up. That's it. Same active cleaning agents the pros use. No appointment, no labor charge. Step 1. Wait until your tank is nearly empty. Step 2. Pour in the full bottle. Step 3. Fill up with quality fuel. Step 4. Drive normally. Do this every 5,000 to 7,000 miles, and your injectors stay clean forever. A customer brought in his 2019 Sierra complaining about rough idle and hesitation. Before I touched a single wrench, I told him to run 2 tanks with Techron. He called me a week later. It's like I got my truck back. Total cost, $10 to $12. Dealer service, $90 to $175. You save $80 to $165, and your engine runs the way GM intended. Quick thing, if you're finding value in this, hit subscribe. Costs nothing and helps the channel keep exposing these dealer secrets. Clean fuel, clean air, but there's one sensor that controls how they mix together. And if it's dirty, nothing else matters. Trick number 7, the MAF sensor resurrection. Your mass airflow sensor is the gatekeeper of your entire fuel system. It measures exactly how much air enters your engine so the computer can calculate the perfect fuel mixture. When it works right, you get smooth power, sharp throttle response, and optimal fuel economy. When it's dirty, your GMC turns into a sluggish, gas-guzzling mess, and most owners have no idea why. Here's the problem. The MAF sensor sits directly in the intake path. Every speck of dust that sneaks past your filter, every bit of oil vapor from your crankcase ventilation, it all passes over that delicate sensor element. Over time, contamination builds up. The readings drift. Your computer thinks less air is coming in than actually is, so it cuts fuel. Your engine runs lean, loses power, and fuel economy drops. Symptoms? Rough idle. Hesitation when you hit the gas. Check engine light with codes P0101 or P0102. Dealers charge $80 to $150 just to clean this sensor. If they convince you it's failed, you're looking at $200 to $350 for replacement. But here's the secret. 90% of failed MAF sensors are just dirty. A can of MAF sensor cleaner costs $10 to $19. Step 1. Locate your MAF sensor between the airbox and throttle body, usually held by 2 screws. Step 2. Unplug the electrical connector. Step 3. Remove the sensor and spray the delicate wire element. Never touch it with your fingers. Step 4. Let it air dry for 10 minutes. Step 5. Reinstall and reconnect. A guy with a 2016 Canyon came into my shop, convinced his truck needed a new engine. Rough running, terrible mileage, no power. I cleaned his MAF sensor in 5 minutes. He drove away grinning. Total cost, $10 to $19. Dealer service, $80 to $150. Replacement avoided, $200 to $350. Your MAF is clean and reading accurately. But there's another component right next to it that gets gunked up even faster, and cleaning it feels like unlocking 20 hidden horsepower. Trick number 6, the throttle body wake-up call. You press the gas pedal, a signal goes to your throttle body, the butterfly valve opens, air rushes in. Simple, right? Except there's a problem nobody warns you about. That throttle body sits at the entrance to your intake manifold, and it collects every bit of carbon, oil residue, and gunk that makes it past your air filter. Over months and years, the bore gets coated with a sticky black film. The butterfly valve gets sluggish. That precise airflow control your engine depends on, gone. The symptoms creep up slowly. Rough idle, hesitation when you first press the gas, stalling at stoplights, that annoying feeling that your truck lost its edge. Most owners blame age or high mileage, but 9 times out of 10, it's just a dirty throttle body. Dealers charge $200 to $300 for this service. Some miles. Dealer quoted $1,800 for piston ring inspection. I pulled his PCV valve, completely clogged, replaced it for $12. Oil consumption dropped to normal within 2 weeks. Total cost, $5 to $18. Misdiagnosis avoided, $1,800. Your crankcase is breathing properly, but there's a single belt under your hood that's silently wearing out. And when it snaps, your entire truck shuts down. Trick number 4, the serpentine belt inspection. One belt, that's all that stands between you and being stranded on the side of the road. Your serpentine belt drives everything critical. Alternator, power steering pump, water pump, AC compressor. When it breaks, you lose all of them at once. No warning lights, no gradual failure, just sudden, complete loss of power, steering, and electrical charging. Here's what most owners don't understand. Modern belts are made of EPDM rubber, which doesn't crack like old-style belts. Instead, they wear like tires. The grooves get shallower until the belt starts slipping on the pulleys. By the time you hear squealing, it's already too late. The trick? Check belt wear in 30 seconds with a free gauge from any auto parts store. Press it into the grooves. If the gauge sits flush with the ribs, your belt is worn and needs replacement. If the ribs stick up past the gauge, you're still good. A new serpentine belt costs $24 to $50. Replacing it yourself takes 30 to 60 minutes. Dealer replacement runs $215 to $335. I check my belt every oil change, 30 seconds for peace of mind. Total cost, $24 to $50. You save $165 to $310, and you'll never be stranded. Your belt is solid. But there's a fluid in your brake system that's been absorbing moisture since the day you bought your truck. Trick number 3, the brake fluid nobody changes. When's the last time you changed your brake fluid? If you're like 95% of drivers, the answer is never. Here's the problem. Brake fluid is hygroscopic. It absorbs moisture from the air. Even through sealed lines and reservoirs, water molecules work their way into your brake system over time. Why does that matter? Water boils at a much lower temperature than brake fluid. Fresh DOT3 fluid has a boiling point around 400 degrees. After a few years of moisture absorption, that can drop to 280 degrees or lower. Now imagine descending a mountain pass or making repeated hard stops while towing. Your brakes get hot. That moisture boils, creating air bubbles in your lines. Air compresses, fluid doesn't. Your firm brake pedal goes soft and spongy, right when you need stopping power most. Dealers charge around $165 for a brake fluid flush. Here's the DIY method: $10 to $20 in fresh fluid and a $5 turkey baster. Suck out the old fluid from the reservoir, refill with fresh DOT3 or DOT4. Do this once a year and you're ahead of 99% of drivers. A buddy ignored his brake fluid for 8 years, took his Yukon down a mountain grade, and his pedal went to the floor. Made it barely. Cost him $1,400 in repairs that $15 could have prevented. Total cost, $10 to $20. You save $145, and your brakes work when your life depends on them. Your brakes are solid. But there's one maintenance item that determines whether your GMC hits 100,000 miles or 300,000. Trick number 2, the transmission fluid time bomb. Here's a lie the auto industry pushes. Lifetime transmission fluid. Let me translate. Lifetime means the life of the warranty, not the life of your truck. GM wants that transmission to last 100,000 miles. After that, they'd love to sell you a new truck or a $5,000 rebuild. The truth? Transmission fluid breaks down. Heat destroys it. Every 20-degree increase above normal operating temperature cuts fluid life in half. When fluid degrades, the friction modifiers wear out first. Shifts become harsh, then the detergents break down, allowing sludge to form. Clutch packs start slipping. By the time you feel shuddering or delayed engagement, internal damage is already happening. Dealers charge $305 to $410 for transmission service. Here's the secret. A simple drain and fill every 50,000 to 60,000 miles keeps your transmission healthy. Step 1, warm up the truck. Step 2, locate the transmission drain plug. Step 3, drain the fluid. Step 4, refill with Dexron 6. You won't get all the fluid out. 30 to 40% stays in the torque converter. That's fine. You're diluting old with fresh. A 2015 Sierra came in slipping at 140,000 miles. Previous owner never touched the fluid. 3 drain and fills over 6 months. Transmission smoothed out completely. Now at 185,000, still shifting clean. Total cost, $25 to $60. Dealer service, $305 to $410. You save $245 to $385 and a potential $5,000 rebuild. Your transmission is protected. But everything I've told you means nothing compared to trick number 1. Trick number 1, the spark plug secret that changes everything. I saved this for last because it's the reason my Sierra hit 340,000 miles. Your spark plugs fire thousands of times per minute. They ignite the air-fuel mixture that creates power. When they're fresh, that spark is hot, consistent, and precise. When they're worn, misfires, rough idle, lost power, wasted fuel, and eventually catalytic converter damage costing $1,500 or more. Here's what GM doesn't emphasize. Their 100,000-mile interval is the maximum, not the optimal. In real-world conditions, especially with ethanol-blended fuels, plugs start degrading around 60,000 to 80,000 miles. The electrode erodes, the gap widens, the spark weakens. It happens so gradually you don't notice. You just adapt to a truck that feels a little more sluggish every year. Dealers charge $200 to $350 for spark plug replacement. Here's the truth. This is one of the most straightforward jobs you can do yourself. Step 1. Let the engine cool completely. Step 2. Remove the engine cover. Step 3. Disconnect the ignition coil from the first cylinder. Step 4. Use a spark plug socket with a rubber insert to remove the old plug. Step 5. Check the gap on your new plug. Step 6. Install hand-tight first, then torque to spec. Step 7. Reconnect the coil and move to the next cylinder. Use quality plugs. A Delco Iridium runs $10 to $14 each. For a V8, that's $80 to $112 total. Pro tip: while you're in there, inspect your ignition coils for cracks or corrosion. A weak coil with fresh plugs still causes misfires. I replaced the plugs on my Sierra at 70,000 miles, even though they looked fine. The difference was immediate. Smoother idle, sharper throttle response. I gained nearly 2 miles per gallon. It felt like unlocking hidden horsepower. Because I did. A 2013 Yukon XL came in feeling tired at 95,000 miles. Original plugs, electrodes worn to nubs, fresh AC Delco Iridiums installed, and the owner called me the next day laughing. His wife asked if he bought a new truck. That's the thing about spark plugs. The degradation is so slow you forget what your truck is supposed to feel like. Total cost, $60 to $115. Dealer service, $200 to $350. You save $140 to $265, and your engine runs like the day you bought it. This is the trick. Fresh plugs at the right interval, every single time. You just learned 10 tricks that cost under $200 total, but prevent over $5,000 in repairs. Start today. Pick one, the throttle body cleaning or the MAF sensor spray, and do it this weekend. You'll feel the difference immediately. Now, if you want your GMC running past 300,000 miles, watch these next. First, 3 worst and 4 best GMC engines you can buy. Know exactly what's under your hood and what to watch for. Second, hidden GMC features you'll regret not knowing sooner. Pro tips that unlock features GM buried in your truck.